Everyone, this is Rebel Lee coming to you with Wally, and we're doing what season? Season 1, episode. What are we at? 13 or 14? 11. Yeah, just off by a bunch. But this one is, what is it?
Money to Burn.
Money to Burn. Yep. That was a fitting title.
April 20th, 1979.
Awesome. Okay, so what was this whole show about?
Boss decided he's going to try to rip off the, I don't know if it was the government or what, but after money gets so old, they have to take and burn it, and then he gets the same amount back in new currency.
I think it was $1 million.
Yep.
So, what does he come up with? He comes up with an idea that he's going to, somehow turn in. Oh, that's what he was going to do. Was the phone books was going to all of a sudden get burned up in the armored truck because the first appearance of Cletus Hogg shows up in this one.
Yeah, I did not realize that was his cousin or whatever he is.
Yep, cousin Cletus. Yeah, he was as crooked as Roscoe and Boss.
Yeah, I thought he became like Cooter at some point.
No, he took over when Enos left. He became the deputy.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. And Enos was gone for 1 year because of his show, but they kept them all three on after Enos came back. But, he was like kind of the goofy comedy of the show later on. I did like a line Roscoe said was something like the effect of, this is better than instant grits. Because it reminded me of My Cousin Vinny, where the guy said a true Southerner would never eat instant grits.
Yeah.
So Roscoe must not be Southern. But, so anyways, I know they frame up the Bo and Luke on this one, and it has to do with them going, Boss Hogg's got this cradle to grave plan for everybody in Hazard, where he owns the hospital, he sells them the cars, and he buries them.
Yep. And they overpay for all of it.
Yep. So they find out that, first of all, Roscoe somehow shows up and all of the money's been placed throughout the Duke's farm. I don't know how they got in there.
Plant that?
Yeah, how did they plant that? I have no idea because nobody saw it, nothing. And so now they're framed up. And then they find out that when they follow Roscoe over to the funeral home, what Boss is doing. So what happens after that, where do they go from there?
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
Did you notice in the opening driving scene, you could tell it wasn't them actually driving?
No, I didn't catch that. Whenever they was being chased by Enos?
Yeah.
I did
It wasn't Enos either.
I did like where like Luke was like, I didn't want to take a bath today, which, they could have rolled the windows up, but I don't know what was up with that. But yeah, let's back up a little.
They don't have windows in the car.
I thought they had windows, they just had to keep them down because they had to crawl through it to get in.
I thought they'd had taken the windows out altogether.
I didn't think they'd done that, but they might have. But anyways, you're right. There was that chase. I kind of liked the way that opened up. And going through the creek, that is definitely a Southern thing, man. I know people that would pull their car into a creek and actually wash it. Now.
How did you like the armored car thing, too? Armored car had no door on the front, the driver's side. There was no door there.
Yeah. Well,
and there was no lock when he threw the money in there. There was no lock on the back door.
I know. To been guarded with guns to get in there, it was not really it was the cheapest piece of truck that they could find to make an armored truck. But, Wally, you used to bang around the road in Mopars. Did you always keep a fire extinguisher, or at least a couple of them in your car, just like Bo Luke handily did? I mean, not even in the back trunk either. I'm talking about straight up, just had those ready.
No.
I thought that was kind of weird. All of a sudden, you just automatically have fire extinguishers in your car.
I know a lot of people do actually have them in their vehicles, and it's actually recommended that you have them in there.
I've seen them in, like, buses and stuff like that, but never in like a person's personal car. I've never seen that. I guess they'd be handy to have, but yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. They both had them though.
But I liked how after they planted the money and all that, they came through and Roscoe knew exactly. I just want to get some of that sweet coffee.
Yep.
You make.
Uh-huh.
This coffee's kind of green.
Yeah. Well, how'd you like?
They told them to scatter.
How'd you like that Enos went through that door like a bear?
First, I liked how Daisy locked it and then dropped it down her shirt.
Yep.
And then he just went right through the door.
He did. He like a bear went right through the thing. Just picked her up like nothing, set her aside, and like bam.
Did you see the animal cruelty in this one?
No, I didn't catch that, but I did catch a lot of property damage.
Well, they said it went there and through there, and at some point you saw a horse sitting there running away scared.
I saw that, yeah, in that guy's pasture, and then going through the guy's hay bale. I caught that.
Yeah, how'd you like there was only $1,000 reward for them? Was that for each, or is that both of them together?
I think it was for both of them together. But what I don't understand is these freeloaders don't have no right to talk about Daisy, who has to work and then feed them too, about her cooking. Always giving the same thing. When the only thing I see them doing is tearing up roads and talking about a race that they might win and get some money for the people. But I don't see them ever really doing anything. And here they are griping and whining about her cooking.
Yeah.
It's the only woman on the farm that actually has a real job. I mean, Jesse's probably getting some kind of pension or check or something or other, but what do they really do? Other than, they help everybody else out in town, but I don't think they ever help. I've never seen them helping Uncle Jesse that much.
No. So far, I haven't seen it.
Nope. Maybe the next episode they'll get a job or something or other, which I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah. When they finally get into spy on boss and all that, they're sitting there using that rope to climb up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it snapped. Yeah, where it snapped at and how back he was leaning, there was no way he was going to be able to catch him. I'm sorry, he's down on the ground. There's no way.
Nah, he'd have been paralyzed for life. But, I mean, what did you think of the show this time? I'll be honest, I liked it. I liked the chase at the beginning. It gave me more of a feel of my childhood on this one.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
And don't forget that sheriff jackass.
Roscoe P. Jackass. But yeah, I thought they done well with this one. I think I'm gonna wrap. Huh?
Is this the episode where they started coming up with the whole Enos and Daisy thing?
I think they've been playing around with that one for a little bit right now. I think there's been a couple episodes where I know he came to her a few episodes back and he was talking about what he does on his time as his business. He wanted to warn her about the Dukes and stuff, but I think it showed he's kind of sweet on her around that times. But
Yeah. How'd you like how Daisy was sitting there driving to General Lee and had them chasing her for a long time, and then she finally stopped and got out, or they got up to her, and they didn't even give her a ticket for all that speeding.
yeah. That's one thing he could have honestly done and would have been right to. I guess they're just so blinded about getting Bo and Luke that they don't even think about stuff like that.
And you notice that the hood of General Lee was already damaged?
Yeah.
Or the fender, I should say.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of those where it'll be messed up in one shot and then perfectly fine the next. Yeah. You're going to be catching a lot of that stuff. But again, they tore up people's property, nothing said, and did nothing on the farm. So, a typical day in Hazard for Bo and Luke.
Yeah. And the other chase when they were in a hearse and the federal guys were chasing them.
Yeah.
And they got stuck behind Uncle Jeff.